Allelowem, Allelowem. I'm telling everybody to be serious because tonight's a big match. A lot of you guys, a lot of you don't understand the magnitude and the history of OM. And I want to talk to you about that. And I want to preview the match tonight because a lot of you guys, you don't understand that tonight is a serious match. After the embarrassment that was FC Nantes, and how irrational our players are, and how much they lack balls and cojones, this is a match where we have to win. I don't care about Liga anymore. I don't care about the Champions League. What I want is a trophy. And I think as OM fans, we deserve a trophy. Allel OM. Do these players want a trophy? And are these players up for a trophy? I don't know. I don't know if these players are up for a trophy because these players, they're very irrational. They're very irrational, you know, and it just shows when you see Arthur Vermeeren and what he was doing against Nantes. This guy's trying to close down the goalkeeper. You're closing down the goalkeeper. I could see from a mile away he was going to get a red card. Irrational. What was he doing? Why are you trying to slide tackle goalkeepers? 45 minutes, I closed the game. I knew it was over. Why are we doing things like that? We're a big club, but we do such irrational things. And this is a pattern. It's not just one thing. OM usually do this. We usually do this. We shoot ourselves in the foot. And then by halftime, everybody knows we've lost. That's why I turned off the game. There's no point. I'm looking at this match tonight against PSG and I'm worried. Because although I say this is a must win, we do not have the facilities right now as a team, in my opinion, to beat PSG. Is it impossible? No. Of course it's possible. Of course we can get PSG in a one-off match. But based on recent form, maybe 2 months ago I would have told you, yeah, we can beat PSG. Right now, no. Right now, no. In De Zerbi's system, we play a 4-3-3. We play 3 midfielders. I'm looking at the dirt sheets. It's looking like we're playing 3-4-3. In a De Zerbi system where the aim is to control the ball, have possession of the ball, pass it around, get it to those attackers, we have a 2 in midfield in a 3-4-3. Guys, you know why there's a 3 in midfield because it is in De Zerbi's system? Is because when we lose the ball, we have a defensive midfielder to clean up. We have an extra midfielder to keep possession of the ball. We're playing a 3-4-3 against a PSG with Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz, and João Neves. And you're telling me we're going to win the match. I'm worried, guys, because it's looking like it's going to be a hard ask to win the Trophée des Champions today. And that's what I want to win. I want to win the Trophée des Champions. I want a trophy. Olympique Marseille have not won a serious trophy in almost a decade. In fact, it may be more than a decade, actually. So when I talk about, initiative and trying to win matches and win trophies and professionalism, you wrap that history into the fact that we are an unprofessional team. We are an irrational team. We are a team that in the big moments, these players, they fold when we need a win. Guys, that's X plus X spells disaster. That's what it spells. We are in big trouble. But my expectations, they don't end. Just because I don't think we can win this, we are going to win this match, it doesn't mean we can't win this match, and it doesn't mean I'm going to lower my expectations in a match against PSG that we have to win. Now, a lot of you will be saying, Don, why do we have to win this match against PSG? Let me tell you why we have to win this match against PSG. Liga is done. We are 5+ points behind PSG and Lens. In my opinion, it's done. Now those players, they can't have that feeling that the league is done. But guess what, bro? I am rational. I look at the facts. Liga is done, in my opinion. Then you look at the Champions League. I mean, let's not be funny here. We're not winning no Champions League. So what do we have next? We have the Coupe de France and we have the Trophée des Champions. I want a trophy this season. I'm not... If we don't win a trophy this season, I think De Zerbi is really going to question why he is here. I think Mason Greenwood is going to really question why he is here. I think Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has 1 year left on his contract. Why the hell should Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang spend his last years in a club that cannot win any trophies? You got to tell me that. You've got to tell me that. So I'm very worried today. I'm very worried today, and it's quite sad because we shouldn't be in a situation as OM fans where we are worried against this PSG side. This isn't PSG with Ibrahimovic. This isn't PSG with Mbappe. This isn't last year's PSG that was dominating teams and winning the UCL. This is a PSG team that is behind Lens. This PSG team has been without Ousmane Dembele, a Ballon d'Or winner, for months. And I'm going into this game where we should be taking advantage of that. I'm going into it scared. Why? Why should I go into this game thinking, yo, we could get battered, when this is a game that we should win? It's embarrassing. So, look, I'm not just going to be so negative. I think there is a possibility we can win. I think we can win. I still think there's a possibility we can win. I don't think we're going to win, but there is a possibility that we win. And in that case, wow, you know, but I have to tell you those possibilities that are linked in with the quality of the players we have. Because as much as I'm giving De Zerbi the whole, he could leave, the reality is you have a good bunch of players here. So the situation we are in, for me, is not acceptable. It's not acceptable. De Zerbi, you have great attackers. This is the best OM side in terms of player personnel that we have had in a long time. You've got Mason Greenwood, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Igor Paixão. Forget about the midfield and the defense. That is an attack that should cause PSG problems, no doubt. No doubt it should cause them problems. So, as much as I go into this game with a lack of belief, we have weapons. It's on De Zerbi to utilize those weapons. Now, I told you about the fact I'm looking at the dirt sheets and it's looking like we're playing a 3-4-3. And I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that. It's not like we have a choice because Arthur Vermeeren, he decided to get himself sent off. I don't know why. But, and so did Bilal. So now we're going against PSG with two in midfield, guys. How do we get the best out of our attackers? That's the question. How do we get the best out of our attackers? It's looking like Bellerdi's going to start in defense. You know my feelings on Bellerdi. I think he's another irrational player. I think he's matured the last few years, but I still think he has a bozo gene. And that's going to be our defender. Medina's coming out from injury. I'm not sure, guys. Can the wing-back support us today? Timothy Weah, Emerson, they're going to have to give us a lot of support to support the attackers. To give a supporting line to the attackers. Will they be able to do that? It's worrying times. But as much as it's a worrying times, it's also an exciting time. Because it's a time for these players to give us a trophy. I'm going to take my glasses off for this now. I'm taking my glasses off because I don't think it is acceptable for you to go decades without a trophy. I don't think it's acceptable. So in any case, whatever the possibilities I think we have of winning this match, it's not a can we, do we have to, it's a you must. That is what it is today. It is you must. I expect a trophy. I don't believe we'll win a trophy, but I expect it. Based on the circumstances of this club and where it is, I hope they are up for it. I hope those players are up for it. I don't want to hear about Kuwait and the fact that it's not in France. I don't give a damn about that. Because guess what? It's in Kuwait. Why? Because you're getting extra money. That's why it's there. You're getting extra money. So don't talk about the venue. I don't want to. I've seen the press conference. De Zerbi's talking about the venue. I don't care about all that. I want to win. I want a trophy. Please, guys. I'm being serious. I think the Marseille fans, we need to be realistic in terms of our heart and where it is at and our expectations, but we also need to be brute and honest with what needs to happen. What needs to happen is we need to win this match. So guys, please, I don't want to be embarrassed. I don't want to lose this match. I need a trophy. Simple as that. I'll give you guys a post-match review of the game. Tell you my thoughts. That'll come about, probably midnight or something like that. So, keep your eyes peeled. But really and truly, it's one of them matches. It's a must-win. I'm excited, but of course, I'm also very, very worried at the same time. So, I'll see you at the game. In terms of score predictions, I'm going with a 2-0 loss. I'm going with the 2-0 loss. I think we're going to lose. But we should. It's not a. That's my rational thought. I'm not even going to talk about the thought in my heart. I'm going to talk about my rational thought, and I'm also going to talk about what needs to happen. What needs to happen is we need to win that trophy by any means necessary. By any means necessary. But my heart and my expectations, my head, we're going to probably lose. And if we lose, I'm coming at midnight with the rant. Because slowly as the weeks go by, as the months go by, as the season runs through, it's looking like we're not going to win a trophy. So please, OM, give me a trophy. Give me a trophy.